with Demon football coach Jay Thomas, whose team is coming off of a frustrating last Thursday night opener and heading into a daunting task in playing one of the best teams in the country, the Baylor Bears. Coach Thomas, it's frustrating not because of the way your team performed, but because of the way the game ended. For 2.5 quarters, the Demons dominated.
We did, and it is. Our guys really played hard for 2.5 quarters, and just came up a little bit short, in the end, and we made a few mistakes, and allowed them to get back in the game. You got to give Missouri State a lot of credit. Those guys hung in, and they hung around long enough that they ended up making a few plays down the stretch to get us. But I got a lot of belief and faith in our guys, and hopefully this pays off for us down the road. We learned a valuable lesson. I think our guys have. We still have a good intent about ourselves. We know we still have a good football team. So, it's a few correctable things, as always, in the first game. And so, had a good practice, and our guys are excited about going over and playing Baylor.
What were the lessons learned out of last Thursday night?
Well, here's the one thing. When you have a 24-7 lead, hey, you got to be able to put the guys away. And, and our defense really, we got to step up. When it's time to step up late in the game, that's when you count on your defense. And, and we'll have to get better there. We've got a number of new faces, playing for us in a couple areas on defense. And, we're still working on, the jail part of that phase. And, Coach Lucas is learning our guys, his first year in. So, it's a little bit of a process there, but it's going to work out fine. As long as our guys continue to work at it, play hard, we'll be okay.
What did you see last Thursday night and since that has really reassured you or excited you?
Well, I want to tell you this now. It was probably the best football I've seen a team play for 2.5 quarters. It was very dominant in all 3 phases. Offensively, we put together long drives. We moved the sticks. We made explosive plays. Our receivers made some unbelievable catches. Zach made some really great throws. Ran the football very, very tough, effectively, which I like to do. Our defense was flying around. And then, of course, special teams played really lights out. And, it's just, we got to protect the football. We have an opportunity. We get in the ball game, and we got a chance to close the opponent down. We got to be able to do that. And, I know, the old coach's cliche, we got to develop that killer instinct, if you want to use that phrase. Then that's something that we got to get and we got to develop. And, that's something that we're going to need once we get into the conference play. We need to get that. And as we say, we need to keep the old rock in the shoe, and lost our rock, down the stretch of that game. So we'll get better.
Okay, now you're playing the Baylor Bears, a nationally ranked team, a team that destroyed SMU on Sunday night. Over the weekend, the first weekend of college football, North Dakota State did what North Dakota State's been doing against a Power 5 opponent. A couple of other 3 close calls with Northern Iowa, with Youngstown State, and with Central Arkansas playing Power 5 conference teams.
Yeah.
How does your team approach this matchup against one of the most formidable teams in the country?
Well, you know what? It's a great opportunity for our guys to go and play in a brand new stadium. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Obviously, Baylor has really got it rolling right now, and we just got to go play our game. We don't worry about those guys, and you can only put 11 on the field at one time. So we're going to go have fun with it. We got a great game plan, all 3 phases. They have a really good football team across the board. What really impressed me about them was the way their defense really played, against SMU. So, our offense is really going to have to control the ball because they are highly up-tempo, on offense. And, you see it, watching some of their games from last year and, even the other night, SMU not being able to get lined up because it is a hurry-up deal. So, it was something we practiced yesterday. We really we tapped on the gas pedal a little bit with our defense, really pushed them. And, our offense did a good job giving us a look at it. So, I think we'll be prepared for it. It's, you know, and we're going to have to make some plays, you know, and that's what I saw, saw a little bit of the UCA game, you know, and they had some plays that they made defensively that stopped drives, and we're going to have to be able to do some of that too as well. We're going to have to be able to harass the quarterback a little bit, and we're going to have to be able to change our coverages. And you got to get it done really quick, you know. Obviously, it's going to be a big challenge, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be really exciting.
This is the first of 4 straight road games for your team. How does the mentality, the approach change for the Demons?
Well, this thing, the mindset, you know, we got to be tough there. Next time we play at home will be October the 11th, I believe it is. So we got a long time, 7 weeks. That's including the open date, you know, open up conference play on the road. So, you know, we'll find out a lot about our team. There's no doubt about it. We got to be the road warriors, and this is where it gets started. You know, we're looking for improvement from week 1 to week 2, and it's a building process. And that's the way I look at the non-conference schedule. You know, it's a learning process, and we want to continue to move on. We did really a good job in the first game, came up a little bit short, and we want to continue to improve. You know, and you know, Baylor's a tough opponent. There's no doubt about it. But you know, we can still go in and get it done. Hey, App State beat Michigan one time. You know, and when I was at Nichols, you know, we've beaten Rice and beaten Arkansas State. So it can happen, and you know, our guys have just got to continue to believe and continue to work.
Well, the senior linebacker Marion Chapman, who is leading the Demon defense into Saturday's visit to Baylor and trying to figure out what exactly happened last Thursday night as the Demons dominated for most of the game but didn't walk off the field winners against Missouri State. Marion, talk about the team's mentality at this point, looking back at last week's opener.
The team's mentality, we're very hungry right now. Last week didn't end how we wanted to. We just didn't come out ready the second half, and right now the way we practiced yesterday, I can just tell we're hungry for another win.
What did you find out about the team, and particularly the defense, last week, both positive and not so good?
What I learned about the defense, we came out ready to play. I know that what we can do, but the second half we just didn't do what I know we can do. You know, I mean, we held them down to like well over 100 yards the first half. Then the second half, I mean, they got over 100 yards, and we know what we can do. We know what we're capable of, and I know we'll get this. We're ready for another win.
All right, you've got obviously one of the best offensive teams in the country that you'll be lining up against on Saturday. Talk about the challenge that Baylor presents for the defense.
Baylor is a big challenge. They're one of the fastest teams in the FBS. We just gotta play to their weaknesses. I know they love to run, and we love to swarm. We call ourselves the Purple Swarm as a defense, and we just gotta play with them. We gotta keep up with them.
All right. Did you find yourself watching them play on Sunday night at all, or are you just looking at the game tape and listening to what the coaches say?
I watched them play a little bit Sunday before we had meetings. Like I said, they have a fast tempo, and SMU was trying to keep up. I mean, they did an okay job, and I watched a little film also yesterday, and I just think we have a really good chance.
Okay, now, as you approach not only this game but the next 4 games, all on the road for the Demons, how does this team face that kind of challenge of being away from home until October 11th?
We just gotta be prepared. We gotta have that mindset that we can't be beat. You know, we just gotta win. And when we come home, we know we gotta win for home because you know we took a loss last week at home, so we gotta redeem ourselves.
All right, your first game in 2 years last week. What was that like, getting back out on the field, and how do you think you held up?
My first time getting back on the field in 2 years, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I was having fun. I was enjoying myself. I loved jumping around, giving my teammates, you know, as they make a good play, complimenting them. And I think I did pretty well. You know, I could have done better, you know, but I think I did good.
In junior college ball, you see all sorts of different schemes and offenses. Have you ever seen anything that goes at the tempo that Baylor operates, and anything that uses some of their schemes and systems?
I never seen an offense that goes as fast as Baylor. It's the first time, and I just can't wait to be a part of it to try to stop it.
Well, with senior wide receiver Bryant Mitchell, who had a good game last Thursday night as the Demons open up the season against Missouri State, and who is going to try to keep the Demons on the scoreboard Saturday against the Baylor Bears, who haven't given up any points and very few yards so far in one game this season.
Yes, sir.
Bryant, let's talk about the Demon offense. You guys had nearly 500 yards of offense in the opener, moved the ball on the ground, in the air. What's the mindset of the offensive unit right now?
The mindset is just to do it again. You know, we came out and we were productive in the first half. You know, it wasn't as productive second half, but we planned to play 4 quarters of great football and do it over.
Okay, talk about what the difference was in the first half and the last 23 minutes of the game for the Demons offensively.
Offensively, you know, we attacked the first half and we executed. In the second half, we didn't execute, you know, as a team. You know, as an offense, we did not execute, and we have to execute.
All right. For you personally, after sitting out some of preseason, recovering from an injury in the spring, you caught a touchdown pass, you had another really nice catch. Talk about how it felt to be back out there, and were you back at full strength?
Yes, I was. It felt like a kid at a candy store, man. I love this game, you know. So me getting out there, being able to score, you know, and help my team, you know, get on the board, it's always a good feeling. It's a great feeling at that.
All right, now you're going to Waco to play one of the best teams in the country. There's no question about that in the Baylor Bears. And what many people didn't realize until Sunday night was how good they are defensively. Talk about the challenges Baylor presents the Demon offense.
They present some challenges, you know. We're still a team, you know, and we still have the tools to beat them. So it doesn't scare us at all. You know, it only makes us hungry, and it makes us want to go out there and show why we are a good offense.
Okay. This past weekend, you had some situations where FCS teams went into Power 5 conference stadiums. North Dakota State won. Central Arkansas, Northern Iowa, Youngstown State are 3 examples of teams that very nearly did pull off the upset. How much do you guys look at those games and say, if they can do it, we can too?
We looked at them. You know, we look into things like that. But, you know, we're us, you know, and they're them. You know, we have to play our game. We can't play their game, excuse me. And I mean, for us, it's just going to take us to do what we do to actually pull it out.
Okay. The passing game in particular against Baylor, last week they sacked the SMU quarterback 9 times. So with that kind of pass rush, what does it put, what kind of onus does it put on the receivers in the passing game? Do you have to get open very quickly?
It all depends. You know, scheme-wise, it just depends on what coach wants to do. Do we have quick plays? We have deep plays. You know, we have intermediate plays, excuse me. And, you know, it's going to take us to execute what we do in order to be successful. You know, we don't worry about what they do. We play to us, and that's what it's going to take.
Okay. Last question is the first of 4 straight on the road. From a team that loves playing at home, how tough is it to face a streak like that?
It's always tough, you know, to be away, not to have your own crowd behind you. But, you know, when you get out there and adversity hits, you got to pull through, you know, and this is the time to show it. You know, it's the time to show when a great team is a great team. And I think we have a great team. So on the road, we got to show that we're going to be a great team.